Hi, everyone. I'm Charlene Shirk, and welcome to Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining me today is my co-host, Jonathan Silva from Lubbock, Texas. Jonathan, good to see you.
Hey, Charlene, good to see you.
Good to see you. And from all the way from Copenhagen, Denmark, is Jennifer Montague with Onomondo. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Charlene and Jonathan. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. So, Jennifer, tell us what you do and tell us all about what Onomondo does for its clients.
Perfect. So I'm currently the Vice President of Growth at Onomondo out here in Copenhagen, Denmark. And Onomondo is essentially a network that was specifically designed and built with Internet of Things connectivity in mind, where we help our customers, businesses of all sizes, access the Internet of Things, debug their devices faster, help reduce costs, improve their efficiencies, and ultimately help scale their businesses.
So, Jennifer, on a simpler scale or a more graspable scale for some of us, what exactly are you solving for your customers? Why do they need to use Onomondo?
Well, Onomondo, what makes Onomondo special is we are made for the Internet of Things. And so for companies who are looking to take advantage of access to big data, for example, to improve, say, energy efficiencies or reducing their usage of oil if they're going, on shipping excursions and things like that, we make it possible for companies to not only access the Internet of Things, but we have a pricing model that means you only pay for the data that you use, which is very appealing if you have, say, 100,000 shipping containers around the world, like our customer Maersk, but only maybe 80,000 of them are active at one time. Our customers enjoy 90% reduction in battery consumption. They save over 720 hours a year in debugging because you can do everything remotely. And we save around 80% reduction in data consumption. So when you consider you only pay for the data you use, you can also save significantly in costs when you're doing your deployments around the world.
That's insane. And, especially when you're in remote places, I was going to stop you and just say, whoa, like 80% power reduction. But then you kept coming with these benefits. And I was like, okay, I don't know which one to pick now. But what's your biggest pain point then as the VP of growth? What's your biggest pain point when it comes to digital advertising and promoting your brand?
I think one of our biggest problems is, we're a small company out in Copenhagen, and we go up against some household names. So we are tapping into the mobile networks that are household names: AT&T, Deutsche Telekom, Telenor. We go head to head with much larger organizations that have been around for a lot longer, and we do things so differently that it's a challenge as a marketer to try to explain to people and help them understand why we're different and why they should try us, as opposed to the safe bets that they've probably always heard of before.
Right. But and I'm sorry, I got one more question, Charlene,
Sure.
based on that. But the important thing to point out, though, is that you're connecting all of those, correct? All of the big house names.
Correct. So we have built our own core, which is what makes us truly unique. So we can compete with the big boys. And we are the only world mobile virtual network operator who have our own core. So we can plug into their antennas around the world, their radio access networks, to give you the same service you would get, but at a much reduced cost and better signaling, because when you're with AT&T, you can only use their networks and their antennas, but with us we can use everyone's. So we give you the selection of who you want to use, what's the best price, what's the best signal, so you have a lot more flexibility with using a service like ours.
Yeah, sometimes with the smaller companies, you're leaner, you're meaner, you're faster, you're more responsive. So Jennifer, one constant about digital marketing and in this industry is that the constant is that it is always changing, right? You are always having to forecast year to 2 years. What do we need to be proactively responding to, not reactively responding to? You really are the next generation of Internet of Things in what you do. So what are you seeing out there that folks need to be aware of in your space that will help them improve in all of these areas that you've shared with us today?
Well, we're doing a lot of education, and one of the big sort of investments that we're making in terms of marketing and getting the word out there is community-led growth. So we want to work with people who would use us. We're a very high-tech product, so we want to connect with high-tech people and explain to them how our product can make their lives better. So ultimately, we're focusing on the end user and hopefully they can be our champion because they understand what we do and they understand how we can make their lives easier. So that's kind of been our strategy so far.
on that note of how you can make their lives easier, what's the best tip that you can give? And I have to be honest with you, when I did some Googling and, did some homework, there's a lot of Internet of Things for dummies. So clearly one of your challenges is explaining what it is you do, because the company may not even know that they need your help and that your services exist. So what would your best tip out there be?
Wow. How long do I have? No. So again, it's
you're good on time. You're good on time.
I'm
so
good
go
on
ahead.
Time. Lovely. Well, again, it's really tapping into that end user. So the end user is the one with the pain points, right? The end user is usually an engineer in our case, who's sick and tired of having to figure out what's wrong with their devices. Why is this device not sending a signal? We make that easy. So we try to show them using the screenshots of what they would see and say, this is how your life could be on a day-to-day basis, rather than trying to figure things out. So for example, say you're with a traditional provider and your device goes, you're out in Somalia, your device is in Somalia and it stopped working and you don't know why. You have to figure out how to get in touch with someone out there, or you have to figure out how to get in touch with these different providers who will say, we'll get in touch with you maybe in 2 days, or, we'll figure it out. With us, you'd log into our platform, boom, there's the problem. This is what's happening. And they can download it and do what techie people do, which is beyond me, to make their lives a lot easier. So, but we try to focus on that kind of value-driven, logging in, touching down on a pain point and how we are different in a language they understand.
Gosh, Jennifer, can you come help me figure out my Roku TV?
Interesting.
It just does not talk to all my channels. It keeps wanting me to punch in a password and a code, and I do, and then it won't recognize my password. For the love of God.
Just turn it on and turn it off again. Turn it off and turn it on again.
From an Onomondo professional, people, when it doesn't work and all else fails, just turn it off and turn it on again. I love it. That's a great place to end this interview. Jennifer, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today on Digital Champions.
Thank you so much for having me.
And of course, Jonathan, always good to see you as well, my friend.
Absolutely. Thanks, Charlene. And Jennifer, thank you so much. I feel like I learned a whole new industry.
I never done that so quickly. So I hope this is recorded so I can share it with my team.
Yes, you can.
I can do it.
You can. All right. And folks, if you'd like to learn more about what they're doing over there at Onomondo, you can start by going to dailyadbrief.com. Well, I'm Charlene Shirk. Thanks so much for joining us today on Digital Champions, and we look forward to learning a lot more with you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.